about Tom Brady, if the New England Patriots, specifically Bill Belichick, if he were treated better by Bill Belichick and not treated as just somebody that, you know what, you're just another player, as opposed to a six-time champion, the quarterback who has led this franchise to 9 Super Bowl appearances over the last 19, 20 years. If he was treated as such, I don't believe that Tom Brady would be departing from the New England Patriots for next season.
For nearly 2 decades, the New England Patriots represented inevitability in professional football. 6 Lombardi trophies, dominant postseason runs, and a dynasty so relentless it seemed permanently embedded into the league's fabric. Then, almost overnight, the entire structure collapsed. Back-to-back 4-13 seasons left the organization unrecognizable. With no Tom Brady and no Bill Belichick, the franchise that once defined excellence faced a new question, not when it would return to glory, but whether it even could. Fast forward to the 2025 season. New England stands at 11-3, riding a stunning 10-game winning streak that has shocked the league and reversed a narrative many believed was irreversible. In the span of 2 off seasons, the Patriots went from a fractured former powerhouse to one of the most complete and dangerous teams in football. This chapter explores how a dynasty fell apart, hit its lowest point, and began executing one of the fastest rebuilds in NFL history, reshaping expectations and redefining the franchise's identity in the process.
Kind of hurt for those guys because they call them soft. They're not soft. They were the best team in the league last year against the run. And those guys went out there and did it, even though we couldn't score many points offensively. So, I don't know. I feel bad for the defensive players on that one because those guys, that's a tough.
Back in 2019, fresh off a Super Bowl victory over the Los Angeles Rams, the Patriots still appeared untouchable. A 12-4 record in the league's top-ranked defense, allowing just 225 total points or 14.1 per game, reinforced the idea that New England remained a force. Playoff appearances felt automatic, part of an established rhythm the league had grown accustomed to. This was the version of the Patriots that built an empire, the dynasty that dominated 2 decades of football and shaped the modern NFL. But beneath the surface, significant fractures were forming. Tom Brady's passer rating of 88.0 and his 60.8% completion rate were his lowest marks since 2013. Solid numbers for most quarterbacks, but alarming signs for a team built on razor-sharp precision. Inside the building, tensions grew. Brady wanted more involvement in personnel matters, while Belichick remained rigid in his approach. The long-standing partnership that fueled an era of dominance was starting to unravel. The breaking point came in the wild card round against the Tennessee Titans. The Patriots fell 20-13, with Brady finishing the game without a touchdown pass, throwing for just 209 yards and adding a late interception. It was the franchise's earliest playoff exit in 10 years. What no one understood at that moment was that this loss marked the end of an era. The consistency, culture, and postseason certainty that defined the Patriots were about to vanish. The team that once felt inevitable was headed straight toward its most uncertain chapter. If the organization had treated its longtime quarterback with the same level of respect it had built its legacy upon, many analysts believed the departure that stunned the league might never have happened. But in March 2020, the unthinkable became reality. Tom Brady, the quarterback who defined 2 decades of dominance, signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
But are the Patriots the best team in the AFC? I think so, because they know how to be coached and they know how to take that coaching and apply it to the field as well. And they have an offensive defense that knows how to work together. They play complementary football out there all the time, and they learn from their mistakes and they corrected them from the beginning of the season. So the Patriots, they're the real deal.
In his place, New England turned to former MVP Cam Newton, a once elite talent who had struggled through injuries and inconsistency. The results were immediate and brutal. The Patriots stumbled to a 2-5 start and never regained their footing. It became their first losing season since 2000 and their first year missing the playoffs since 2008, marking a dramatic fall from the standard they had set for nearly 20 years. Newton showed flashes but looked far removed from his prime, and the offense lacked rhythm, explosiveness, and identity. COVID complications only made matters worse, with key players opting out and the roster unable to develop continuity. Adding insult to injury, Tampa Bay surged to a dominant Super Bowl victory, dismantling Kansas City 31-9. Brady delivered 4,633 passing yards, 40 touchdowns, and a 102.2 passer rating in the regular season, then added another ring to his resume in his very first year away from New England. Suddenly, the narrative shifted from concerns about Brady's decline to an uncomfortable question: had the Patriots system been propped up by the quarterback all along? In response, New England launched an aggressive spending spree in the offseason. $163 million in guaranteed money, the largest investment of the Belichick era. Then, breaking a tradition that had held since 1993, the franchise selected a quarterback in the first round. Mac Jones was named the Week 1 starter, delivering efficient throws and conservative reads in his debut. Most passes were short-range concepts designed to limit mistakes and stabilize the offense during a transitional year, but expectations remained uncertain as the franchise searched for its next identity. Josh McDaniels was running the offense, and while his history as a head coach was far from impressive, his ability to maximize quarterback performance had been well established. After a shaky 2-4 start, New England rallied to finish 10-7, securing a wildcard berth and appearing to reclaim some of its former identity. Mac Jones threw for 3,801 yards and 22 touchdowns, earned a Pro Bowl selection, and finished second in Offensive Rookie of the Year voting. With a top 6 offense and the league's second-ranked defense, the Patriots briefly looked like the version of themselves that had dominated the NFL for 2 decades. Then Buffalo struck. In the wildcard round, Josh Allen dismantled New England 47-17, exposing every structural weakness and reminding the league that the Patriots were far from their old selves. The expectation entering year 2 was that Jones would take a significant step forward, the defense would remain elite, and the team would build on its 10-7 foundation. Instead, the season spiraled. McDaniels left for the Raiders, and the Patriots needed a new offensive coordinator. Bill Belichick made one of the most heavily criticized decisions of his entire tenure, handing offensive play-calling responsibilities to Matt Patricia, a former defensive coordinator with no play design background. The results were immediate and disastrous. Reports surfaced that Belichick himself occasionally interfered with the play calling, creating confusion, delays, and inconsistent rhythm on offense. With miscommunication plaguing nearly every drive, the unit stalled. New England finished 8-9, missed the playoffs again, and fell to 17th in scoring offense with just 364 total points. The defense slipped to 11th, giving up 347, while overall frustration consumed the locker room. Mac Jones regressed sharply. In 14 starts, he threw for 2,997 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions, posting an 84.8 passer rating and a 38.4 QBR. His record dropped to 6-8, and errors mounted week after week. The organization suddenly found itself facing a sobering reality. The quarterback position was unstable, and Belichick's decisions were increasingly under scrutiny. The 2023 season carried enormous stakes. In Week 1, Jones opened with 316 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Eagles, promising numbers despite the loss, but the optimism evaporated quickly. Over the next 5 games, he threw 6 interceptions to just 2 touchdowns, and the offense unraveled. In Week 4, Dallas delivered a crushing 38-3 defeat that signaled the beginning of the end. In Week 5, New England was dismantled by the Saints in a 34-0 shutout at home. Mac Jones looked completely overmatched, struggling to generate velocity on intermediate throws, failing to stretch the field vertically, and appearing physically limited in a way that raised serious concerns for a 25-year-old quarterback. The Patriots closed the season at 4-13, their worst finish since 1992, landing at the bottom of the AFC East standings. Jones was eventually benched for Bailey Zappa, marking the official collapse of the Post-Brady quarterback experiment. By January 2024, the inevitable happened. Bill Belichick and the Patriots mutually agreed to part ways, ending a 24-year partnership that produced 6 Super Bowls and defined an entire era of NFL dominance. With Brady already gone, New England suddenly stood without its legendary coach and without a stable franchise quarterback, locked in one of the darkest stretches the team had ever faced. It was unquestionably rock bottom. Team owner Robert Kraft believed he found the solution. He promoted former Patriots linebacker and respected defensive leader Jared Mayo to head coach. Mayo was about to turn 38, carried strong roots in the Patriots culture, and had never been a head coach at any level. The move was less about readiness and more about urgency. Kraft feared losing Mayo to teams like the Broncos, Raiders, or Eagles, all of which had expressed interest. The decision was rushed, and the results reflected that. Ahead of the 2024 season, New England drafted Drake May with the 3rd overall pick, expecting him to become the long-term answer under center. But Mayo opened the year with veteran Jacoby Brissett as the starter, keeping May on the sideline for the first 5 games. Eventually, the offense stalled to the point where May had to be inserted. His first start came in Week 6 against the Texans, followed by a transatlantic trip to London to play the Jaguars. Despite leading 10-0 early, New England collapsed again and lost the game. Afterward, Mayo publicly called his entire team soft, a comment that drew immediate national backlash and prompted criticism from former Patriots figures familiar with the organization's championship-level standards. Former Patriots players spoke out after Jared Mayo publicly labeled the roster soft, with several pointing out that the defensive unit had been one of the toughest in the league the previous season. They emphasized that despite offensive struggles, the defense consistently held opponents in check and never showed signs of quitting. The comments highlighted a growing disconnect between coaching decisions and on-field performance, deepening the sense that the team was drifting without a clear direction. Drake May finished the season completing 2,276 yards with 15 touchdowns and 10 interceptions across a 3-9 record as a starter, but he consistently flashed franchise-level potential. His game-tying touchdown against the Titans showcased advanced pocket movement, improvisation, and poise rarely seen from a rookie quarterback operating behind a collapsing offensive line and a depleted receiving corps. Despite May's progress, the Patriots once again ended the season 4-13, marking consecutive 13-loss campaigns for the first time in the franchise's history. The offense struggled mightily, with tight end Hunter Henry leading the team in receiving yards at 674, followed closely by Demario Douglas with 621. Protection issues, limited skill position depth, and inconsistent play calling left May with minimal support. Hours after the season finale, Robert Kraft dismissed Mayo, making it the first single-season coaching termination of Kraft's ownership tenure. Entering 2025, New England needed experience, leadership, and stability. That led them to Mike Vrabel, recently released by the Tennessee Titans after a 6-11 season. A former Patriots linebacker with 3 Super Bowl rings, Vrabel understood the organization's championship culture and commanded universal respect across the league. Kraft viewed him as a coach capable of restoring identity, discipline, and long-term structure. Vrabel inherited a rare opportunity. The Patriots held roughly $131 million in cap space, the highest in the NFL. Executive VP of Player Personnel Elliott Wolf remained in charge of roster building alongside Vrabel, giving New England a unified front office for the first time in years. With major gaps across the roster, the Patriots prepared to spend aggressively and strategically. Their first marquee move was signing Stephon Diggs to a 3-year, $69 million contract, giving Drake May a proven number 1 option immediately. They added wide receiver M. Collins shortly after, signaling a full-scale rebuild of the passing game to support their young franchise quarterback and reshape a stagnant offense from top to bottom. New England continued its aggressive roster reconstruction by signing defensive tackle Milton Williams to a 4-year, $14 million contract, making him the highest-paid interior defender in franchise history. His addition marked a deliberate investment in creating interior pressure and reshaping the defensive identity that had eroded in previous seasons. To fortify the offensive line, the Patriots secured veteran tackle Morgan Moses and center Garrett Bradbury, reinforcing the unit responsible for protecting Drake May and stabilizing an offense that had struggled with consistency throughout the 2024 campaign. They added impactful defensive pieces including edge rushers Harold Landry and Calavan Chasson, cornerback Carlton Davis, and linebacker Robert Spillane, strengthening all 3 levels of the defense with players capable of producing immediate results. In the draft, New England selected LSU left tackle Will Campbell with the 4th overall pick. The decision raised eyebrows at the time, but the organization made it clear that securing dependable blindside protection for May was a top priority. The Patriots then brought back Josh McDaniels as offensive coordinator, setting the stage for a system designed to maximize May's strengths and accelerate his development. The results showed quickly. New England surged to a 10-game winning streak, remaining undefeated from Week 4 through Week 13. Drake May emerged as a legitimate MVP contender, recording 3,567 passing yards, 27 total touchdowns, and just 7 interceptions through 14 games, along with a 109.1 passer rating. He led the league with a 70.9% completion rate and maintained a passer rating above 100 in every game from Week 2 through Week 9. His ability to navigate pressure and deliver precision throws elevated the entire offense and made it increasingly easy to forget that he was only in his second NFL season. The defense matched that rise with top-tier production. Entering Week 15, the Patriots ranked 5th in points, allowed at 18.5 per game. Although that number rose slightly to 19.7 after a 35-point outing by Buffalo, the performance remained impressive considering the competition. Will Campbell, the rookie left tackle once viewed as a risky selection, played a pivotal role in May's protection before suffering a knee injury that landed him on injured reserve. His absence served as a reminder of how critical he had become to the offensive structure. The Patriots, now contending for the AFC's top seed, have already surpassed their combined win total from the previous 2 seasons. With a 7-win improvement, they are now on pace to join the ranks of historic single-season turnarounds, including the 2012 Colts under Andrew Luck and the 2013 Chiefs under Andy Reid. However, unlike those teams, which leaned heavily on last-minute heroics or mid-season collapses, the Patriots appear far more complete. May leads the league in completion percentage over expectation at 8.2% and has the highest completed air yards per attempt, demonstrating New England's renewed willingness to push the ball vertically. The defense, coordinated by Zach Orr, has delivered disciplined, high-pressure performances, highlighted by a strategic victory over Buffalo earlier in the year. Mike Vrabel has reinstated accountability, structure, and physicality, elements the team had lacked since the end of the Belichick era. Despite benefiting from one of the league's softer schedules featuring 11 games against bottom 12 opponents, the Patriots still executed consistently. Their 10-game win streak included performances where they scored at least 23 points while allowing 23 or fewer in every outing. The rebuild, powered by the right coaching hire, targeted spending, and the rapid development of their young franchise quarterback, demonstrates what is possible when every offseason decision aligns perfectly. Whether this momentum carries into the postseason remains to be seen. Some believe the Patriots can make a legitimate championship push, while others question whether the surge will stall against elite competition. Viewers are encouraged to weigh in. Will Patriots win Super Bowl on February 8th?